I've been out without storage for a couple days, tried to figure it out, and now I'm back. Let's finish this up. Luke's sketchbook. Been hard not having a quiet time with you for the last couple days. Luke 24:3. So Jesus has died, and there are rumors that he has risen again. Now that same day, two of them were going to a village called Emmaus, about 7 miles from Jerusalem. They were talking with each other about everything that had happened. So two of them are going on the road to Emmaus from Jerusalem, about 7 miles, and they're talking about everything that has happened. As they talked and discussed these things with each other, Jesus himself came up and walked with them, but they were kept from recognizing him. He asked them, "What are you discussing together as you walk along?" So they're walking to Emmaus, and Jesus himself walks with them, but they were kept from recognizing him. Hi, stranger. They didn't recognize him. Who is that? Their eyes were restrained, so they didn't recognize him. Stop. Don't recognize Jesus. They're blind. Blind to Jesus. Help them to open their eyes. Luke 24:17. Help their eyes to be open. And he said to them, "What is this conversation that you are holding with each other as you walk?" And they stood still, their faces downcast. So Jesus said, while they're walking, "What are you talking about? Why are you looking down?" Then one of them, named Cleopas, answered him, "Are you the only one visiting Jerusalem who does not know the things that have happened here in these days?" "What happened?" Jesus said. "Are you the only one in Jerusalem who doesn't know?" He said to them, "How foolish you are, and how slow to believe all that the prophets have spoken. Did not the Messiah have to suffer these things and then enter his glory?" So the Messiah must suffer these things and then enter his glory. And this is what Jesus says. Let's turn the page. Luke 24:28. As they approached the village to where they were going, Jesus continued on as if he were going farther. So Jesus is going to go on farther to the village. But they urged him strongly. Come on. Stay with us, for it is nearly evening. The day is almost over." So he went in to stay with them. It's nearly evening. Yay! Jesus is going to stay with them. Now it came to pass, as he sat at the table with them, that he took bread and broke it and gave it to them. Then their eyes were opened. So they were eating, breaking bread. "It's you." And their eyes were opened. And they knew him. Their eyes were opened, and he knew them, and they knew him, and he vanished from their sight. Where did he go? He vanished. He disappeared. Luke 24:32. They said to each other, "Did not our hearts burn within us while he talked with us on the road, while he opened to us the scriptures?" I wonder if I guess they talked about the scriptures. I didn't include that. Didn't our hearts burn within us? What does that mean when your heart burns within you? Let's read a little bit more. Luke 24:33. So they rose up that very hour and returned to Jerusalem and found the 11 and those who were with them gathered together. So they rose up that very hour. They returned to Jerusalem at once, saying, "The Lord is risen indeed and has appeared to Simon." Cleopas, and I don't know who else is with him. "It is true, the Lord has risen and appeared to Simon." And as they spoke, Jesus himself stood in the middle of them and said to them, "Peace be to you." Whoops. I have two pictures of Jesus saying, "Peace be to you." Luke 24:37. But they were terrified and frightened, and supposed they had seen a spirit. And he said to them, so the disciples are not like, "Oh no, it's a spirit." Why are you troubled, and why do doubts arise in your hearts? Behold my hands and feet, that it is I myself. Handle me and see, for a spirit does not have flesh and bones, as you see I have. Doubts. Why do doubts rise in your hearts? When he had said this, he showed them his hands and his feet. But while they still did not believe for joy and marveled. I'll have to check that. One more time. When he had said this, he showed them his hands and feet. But while they still did not believe for joy and marvel, he said to them, Do you have any food here? For joy and marvel, but they still didn't believe. So they gave him a piece of broiled fish and some honeycomb, and he ate it in their presence. So, what does that mean? That's like evidence he can't eat in their presence. They're like, wow, this is true. So why don't we talk about the Great Commission tomorrow? It's only a few pages left. Who has Doubting Thomas? I think John's sketchbook has Doubting Thomas about dealing with beliefs and believing in Jesus, having doubts. But I pray that you will trust in the Lord and believe in Jesus. He did what he said he would do. Thanks for sharing this with me, and have a good day. We'll talk to you tomorrow.